What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be ranking 100 gym exercises. Technically less than 100 considering the ones I haven't done I already pre-ranked, but you get the idea. It's still ranking 100 plus gym exercises, so whatever. Let's get into this. Alright, starting with the barbell bicep curl. Honestly, I'm gonna put these in. I'll put these in good. I'd put them in most effective or even GOAT, but the problem with them is that with the straight barbell, it can be cranky for some people's wrists and doesn't feel the greatest. And if that's the case, probably stay away from this variation. There's plenty of others for your biceps. These preacher curl variations, the dumbbell and the barbell version, I'm gonna put those in the ineffective tier. I mean, look, I'm not a big fan of preacher curls in general. I wouldn't exactly say they're stupid and or dangerous. I don't think any gym exercise is inherently dangerous, right? It's all about form, technique, how it's performed. But in terms of like preacher curls, like I just don't like how they feel, The spider curl, spider curls, I'm going to put spider curls at most effective. I have done these before. I absolutely love them. You can do these with a barbell, dumbbell, easy bar, whatever the case may be. Pretty flexible for what you're able to do with them. I think they're great. Love them. Dumbbell, bicep, and hammer curls. These are both going to go in the good category. Again, I think they're great exercises. I just feel like there's just better ways to hit your biceps and everything, but they're still good exercises nonetheless. Incline dumbbell curl, I'm going to put that at most effective as well. I love the incline dumbbell curl. It is one of my favorite curl variations to hit. Great finisher, for sure. Love it. You will be humbled with how hard it can be. Now we got the easy bar bicep curl. That's going as the GOAT category because what I like about it gives the same benefits as a straight bar curl, but the added benefit of you being able to place your wrists in a more comfortable position. When you're able to do that, you're really able to push it, and love the easy bar. The easy bar has definitely been one of my go-to bicep finishers for sure. Machine bicep curl. I mean, again, I'm just gonna say it's good. Another really good way to hit your biceps. Same thing with the cable curl. Again, I just think it's a good exercise. It's not the most effective of all time, but it's still a good exercise, and by all means, go ahead and do it. Behind the back cable curl. Now, I'm gonna put this, you know what? Again, I'm gonna put this at most effective. Again, kind of like that incline dumbbell curl. You can get a really deep, good stretch on it, and it feels really good. Now, I'm not one of those, science-based lifters that think the stretch is everything. No, I'm just saying, just that nice stretch you get on the biceps, you pull it through, it forces you to go lighter, really focus on your form, and it feels amazing. I absolutely love these. Tricep push down, just a straight up tricep push down. Oh, that is easily gonna be I'm just gonna say it's most effective. Again, it's just a standard basic tricep movement, and it's great. It is one of the most effective movements you can do for your triceps. If you're gonna do a tricep finisher, I always usually go with push downs. It's just something I've gotten accustomed to. Diamond push-ups, diamond push-ups I'm neutral with. I think, obviously, if you're really good with your own body weight, you're heavily into calisthenics and all that kind of stuff, I think it's a great exercise, but just in general, I'm more or less neutral on them. The close grip bench press. This is going to go in the most effective category. Currently running the close grip bench press in my current program right now, and I'm loving it. I haven't hit that variation in a while, and it's fun. It used to be actually my primary bench variation. When I first started doing bench press ever, I always did close grip. I never really changed the grip just because it felt natural to me. I absolutely love it. Ooh, barbell overhead tricep extension. Give me another most effective. This one is so good. It's literally it's kind of like a skull crusher. It's like a standing skull crusher almost, but I just love the way this one feels, man. You can really go with this one too. And what I mean by that is you can go pretty heavy with these as well. Because here's the thing, you're able to put in a front rack position, you can use leg drive and push press the barbell above your head, and you can start extending down and get those nice reps in. It's really good. Honestly, between the barbell and the cable version of this tricep exercise, and even if you want to include dumbbell as well, I like the barbell the most because it's the easiest to log up over your head with little to no struggle. So yeah, easily a very effective exercise. Speaking of skull crushers, again, I'm just gonna put skull crushers in the, I'm gonna put them in a neutral here. I personally rarely, if ever, do them just because I don't like the way skull crushers feel on like my elbows and wrists. I just don't like the way it feels. So I'm just more or less neutral on them. I'm not gonna put them at ineffective because I feel like I feel like you can absolutely get a lot of good results from it if you tolerate it pretty well. Single arm tricep double extension, meh. I'm gonna go ineffective on this one. Look, first off, the thing with like dumbbell tricep extensions in general is that you're using the dumbbell, and the dumbbells, the heavier the dumbbell gets, it can be really awkward to like lug it up over your head. Then you gotta press it, and then you gotta risk dropping it on your head, and you gotta risk everything, bring it back over again. It's not like by any means dangerous, it's just like I don't like movements like this. It is not because it's a unilateral movement either. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of unilateral movements, but not for isolation work. I think that's pointless. Underhand cable extension, again, this is just ineffective. I don't get it. I've never understood why somebody would invert their hands to do a push down. I don't get it. It's almost like it's a tricep exercise, yes, but it's almost like you're trying to do a bicep curl and a push down at the same time, trying to kill two birds with one stone. You're not hitting your triceps very well with this one. Now the tricep push down again for the rope, I'm gonna put these at good. Personally, myself, I prefer the bar, specifically the easy bar attachment for tricep push downs. I just prefer it a lot more. Again, the rope is great. You can kind of get a little extra range of motion because when you get the rope, you're pulling that rope beyond your waistline, so you can get a little extra stretch on there. If I do rope tricep pushdowns, I'm thinking of going much higher reps just because it's a lot harder to progress this one because the rope it doesn't give you the biggest strength advantage. The overhead cable tricep extension, this one's good. I'd put it at most effective, I would. But again, kind of what I said with the barbell version earlier, I find it so much easier to just push press a barbell above my head and then do the extensions that way. The cable's fine, but with the cable, you kind of gotta set it right at the right height, then you gotta grab it, you gotta pull it, you gotta freaking turn into a contortionist to get it up and over your head. And I also find that like I can never find like the perfect range of motion and or foot placement for it to feel good and really feel like I'm hitting my tricep, but it's still overall a really good exercise. A dumbbell tricep extension, meh. Again, I'm gonna go with meh, ineffective. Again, I just don't like the feeling of doing tricep extensions with dumbbells in any way, shape, or form. Not a fan. Close grip dumbbell bench press. I'm gonna go neutral on that. I mean, it's fine, but I feel like if you're just gonna do a close grip bench, just use a barbell. But, it's fine. The tricep dips. Now, not to be confused with a normal dip, because if you're doing a tricep dip, you're more upright, whereas chest is more like leaned in. Tricep dip. Overall, I'm gonna say this is I put it at most effective. You could do this big body weight sets for sure. You can do weighted with it too, but like it is what it is. But yeah, overall, pretty effective exercise. Bench dips, I'm just gonna put these at ineffective. Look, bench dips, the thing with bench dips is they're fine for beginners. For people who are maybe overweight, weaker, whatever the case may be, you're a beginner to everything, okay? It's fine for that, and honestly, maybe it's even fine to get a nice little warm-up in, but beyond that, I just don't think it's worth doing that. Like, you could do it as a finisher, but even then, it's just like, you might be spamming hundreds of reps. It's just like, it's just, meh. It's just pretty ineffective. The bent over rows, ooh. That's an easy go exercise, man, dude. Barbell rows, absolutely fucking phenomenal. Okay, next up we got the Meadows row. I'm gonna put this in a ineffective tier. It's weird because it's like I've done this exercise before and it's like, I like it, but it's just ineffective, man. I like the fact that like, it's a unilateral movement, so that's like a good thing, but like, it's not very loadable. it's very awkward to set up, and you're limited by how much you're able to grip around the edge of the bar, and it's just not that good. Chin-ups. Ooh, chin-ups are easily a goated exercise. No doubt about it, man. You get a little more like biceps out of the chin-up than you do your back, but you're still gonna hit your overall back pretty well with these. Single arm cable row. I'm neutral with the single arm cable row. I've done plenty of them in my own programs. It's a good like single arm unilateral variation for sure, but the cable, it just, for some reason with it just feels like with the cable you can't lift as much with the cable, and I feel like it's too stable, you know? It just feels like, you know, it's not as functional either, in my personal opinion. Machine back extensions. Ooh, I'm gonna put these, actually, believe it or not, I'm gonna put these at the good category. I think hyper extensions and everything are a lot better, but like, if you have a back extension machine, you can definitely use it. I think it's a great warm-up for deadlifts. It might even be a great finisher to a lower body day as well. Kind of just like, lean back and kind of just like strengthen your lower back. I think it's good for that. It's really good for isolating your lower back. Obviously, like I said, like hyperextensions I think are better because you engage the glutes, hamstrings, and calves with it as well. But regardless, if you really want to just isolate your low back and strengthen that, I do think it's a good exercise. Ooh boy, lat pull downs. I'm gonna just put the lat pull downs. I'll put them at most effective. I'd put them at GOAT. But the thing with lat pull downs is it's just an easier variation of a pull up. It's for people who can't do pull ups. Well, that's not entirely true, because like I do my fair share of lat pull downs as well, because I like them. I think lat pull downs are a nice change of pace from always doing pull ups, so they're good. The inverted row, again, I'm gonna put the inverted row here at good. I think this is a great bodyweight back exercise. You can do it lower reps, higher reps. You can technically do these every day too, just because of like how low impact it is on the body. And obviously, like if you're a calisthenics guy, definitely have inverted rows. Speaking of hyperextensions, I'm going to put hyperextensions at most effective. I think these are phenomenal. This will improve your range of motion, your overall flexibility in your spine. It's going to strengthen your spine. You're also going to get a lot of like glute, hamstring, and calf activation as well. Really strengthen that, because it's technically like a compound movement because it's hitting more than one muscle. Overall, a really good exercise. You can do this body weight or weighted, which is great. Underhand lat pull downs. Ooh, okay. Underhand lat pull downs. You know what? I'm gonna put these at good. It's like, I put them at most effective, but the thing is, like, obviously being underhand, it's simulating more of a chin up, and that can feel uncomfortable on people's biceps and wrists for sure, but I still think it's a really good variation of a lat pull down to include if, you know, your biceps and wrists are able to tolerate it. It doesn't cause strain or pain. I think it's definitely a good variation to include. We have the barbell shrug. Barbell shrugs, yes sir. These are classic, man. They're just good though. They're not ineffective by any means, just because for the simple fact, like, if you really want to hit, you know, your traps, who doesn't want to just load up a ton of plates on the barbell and shrug like a madman? It's a satisfying experience, so yeah. T-bar row. Ooh, T-bar row, I'm gonna go with, like, I'll say it's good. It's not most effective and or GOAT, just for the simple fact that the T-bar row, if you don't have a dedicated, like, a landmine extension or a T-bar row machine or anything like that, if you have to manually set it up yourself, it can be a royal pain in the butt, because you got to take the barbell down, you got to place something on one end of the barbell, then you got to lift it up, load your plates. It's a tedious, hassling exercise to set up, but it's still really good, and it will absolutely light up your back. Bent over dumbbell rows. I'm neutral on these. I think it's easier than the barbell rows for sure. A little less demanding on the grip and everything. But again, I'm more or less just neutral on them. I've done them before. It's just kind of one of those things like, hey, if do them, you know, I put it in the category of, like, if it's going to get you to do a free weight rowing pattern, and if you're not going to do barbell, I'd prefer you do dumbbell, just so you're doing a free weight row. So there you have it. Single arm lat pull downs, I'm just gonna put these at ineffective. Like, I've done these before and I just I don't like them. I don't like this lat pull down variation. And again, it's not because it's single arm. Again, I like single arm and single leg movements, but the thing with this one is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. At least for me, it just doesn't feel right doing it. You're definitely limited by how much you're able to load it. And again, it's just not that functional either. Like, I mean, yeah, single arm work is functional and everything, but like not in this context. I think, I think a single arm pull-up, if you're strong enough to do that, is way better. Pendlay rows, oh my god, bro. Pendlay rows, S tier. Well, technically GOAT tier. I love the Pendlay row. It is my favorite, probably my favorite row variation of all time. Now when I do Pendlay rows, I do more of I go more of an explosive style for Pendlay rows. So I'll have it like I'm going for a deadlift, right? So like, I'll have like some slight knee bend at the bottom, and like I'll deadlift it up as if I do a deadlift, and I just row it with pure power. I know like the standard way is like, yeah, it's set on the ground in perfect form, grab, row, send it. Like, yeah, that's fine if you're doing more bodybuilding focused stuff. But if you want to develop some explosive power, by all means, do a very like more explosive version. A straight arm lat pull over. Ooh. I'm gonna say this is let's see here. Where do I want to put this one? I'll put it at neutral. I've done these before, and I know they're like technically overall pretty good for your health and just like and stuff like that. It's really good for your straight arm strength as well, which is great. But I don't really do these that much. It's not my preferred way to go with lats, but it's still solid choice, so I'm just like more or less neutral on it. The machine row. I'm gonna put the machine row here at most effective. I'd put it at goated, but again, like, I just like the idea of having that more functional, like, transfer over to everyday life. And if you're gonna be rowing something, you know, you're not going to be seated in a machine doing that, but like, it's still a great exercise. Like, I still do my fair share of machine rows. I think it's still a great way to pair with like a bench press or something like that. Something I will say for like the machine row too, I think maybe like if you've done a lot of prior like lower back fatiguing work, it might be good just to do it that way. Okay, next up we got the cable row. I'm gonna say the cable row is I'll say it's a most effective exercise. Again, kind of the same thing with the whole machine row thing, where it's just like really good to hit your back, especially like if your back, I think they're good if your back gets tired, right? Maybe your low back is fatigued in a week from squats, deadlifts, all that kind of stuff. And if you really don't think your low back can handle any more like spinal loading with other types of rows, then by all means do a cable row. It's absolutely amazing. Pull-ups. So what we have right here, pull-ups and neutral grip pull-ups, these are both going in the easy GOAT tier because these are goated exercises. Like the chin-up too. Again, I feel like with pull-ups, right, it doesn't matter if you're doing shoulder width grip, neutral grip, underhand grip. It doesn't matter, man. They're a goated exercise either way. The chest, ooh, another one here. Chest supported dumbbell row. Again, I'm going to put this in a solid most effective tier. I do a lot of these, man. These are a really great way to just hit your back. And again, same thing with machine and cable rows. Your low back might get fatigued. If it's too fatiguing, 100% do them and you're going to get a lot of benefits from it. Close grip lat pull down, huh? I'll put these at good. I like the close grip lat pull down. Again, you got a standard lat pull down, which can help transfer over to a pull up. You got the close grip pull down, which will help transfer to more of a neutral grip, and underhand grip pull down will transfer a little more to the chin up as well. So again, really great exercise. The dumbbell pullovers, I'm just going to put these at ineffective. I don't like these whatsoever. First off, one, it's hard to tell if you're hitting your chest or your lats or both. It's a very just really weird exercise. I also don't like how you have to really like arch and bend all over something in order to stabilize yourself with it. Again, I think like the straight arm lat pull over would just be so much better. Single arm dumbbell row, I'm going to put this at a goated exercise because well, one, you're getting a unilateral work, so that's going to transfer better to sports, general athleticism, general health. It's going to generally replicate better human movement. Really great to help fix imbalances as well. and it's one of my favorite types of rows. I always do these single arm dumbbell rows, and they're great. You can do them kneeling on a bench. You can do them standing. Doesn't really matter. Just do them. Dumbbell shrugs. Where did I put the barbell shrugs? Barbell shrugs, are they in the good tier? Where did I put those? Yeah, there they are. Yeah, dumbbell shrugs, same thing. They're just a good exercise. Face pulls, again, I'm gonna say face pulls are again a good exercise. They're great to isolate the rear delts, and it's great for overall posture and shoulder health, so definitely include them if you haven't. A straight up bench press, goated exercise. Nothing will build better chest, shoulders, triceps than just crushing some heavy bench. I love it, man. You're lying to yourself if you don't like the bench press. Incline dumbbell press, again, like the bench press. Incline dumbbell press is goated. Personally, I prefer doing incline pressing with a barbell myself, but I've done a fair share of incline dumbbell presses. Absolutely amazing. Still a great way to go. Now we got dips. This is referring here to chest dips, so really hitting. So kind of just like basically leaning forward, getting more chest, but you're still hitting everything a bench press would. And for that matter, again, goated exercise. It's not even a question. Archer push-ups. I'm gonna put these at neutral. Same thing with just like push-ups and incline push-ups. I like them, don't get me wrong. Like, I like push-ups and push-up variations. I think they're great, and I absolutely think everybody should try to master some push-up variations because it's overall good for like calisthenics and calisthenic skill development. But overall, I'm just more or less neutral on all of them. It's just like they're good. Sometimes a good warm-up and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I see the decline push-ups here as well. I'm just gonna get a neutral feeling on them. I think they're great for sure, but I don't want to put them at good. I think there's so many better things you can do. Like, again, dips, for example. I think dips are far better. Smith machine bench press. I'm gonna put these, like, I'll put it at a good, I think it's a good exercise. I personally don't use the Smith machine a whole hell of a lot. It's not, I don't have a neutral feeling on it because it's like, I like the Smith machine if I'm to use it. So I like it, so it's good. So I don't have a neutral view on it. It's not ineffective. Is it ineffective in the sense of like overall athletic performance and health? Yeah, probably. But in terms of just general stuff, I think it's just completely fine. We got these, the machine chest fly that's a very ineffective exercise. And I believe the chest fly is around here somewhere, like the cable chest fly. We'll just go to it when it gets there, but yeah, flies are very ineffective. Nobody has built a big chest by doing machine flies or cable flies or any fly variations. You don't build your chest like that right there. And anyone's gonna tell you that that's a waste of time. I think you should just, again, bench press, incline bench press, and do dips. That'll give you all the chest development you need. Now, speaking of the incline bench press, this is the barbell variation. Again, easy, goat tier, love it. A dumbbell bench press. I'm gonna put the dumbbell bench press. It's just, I think it's most effective. I've done a fair share of these. I think the dumbbell variation for sure is great, but I personally prefer myself, if I'm gonna do any sort of like incline, if I'm gonna do any sort of like dumbbell chest pressing, I'm gonna do an incline over a flat. The machine bench press, so just a straight up chest press machine. Meh. It sounds weird. I'm just like, yeah, I'd say it's good exercise. Again, especially if it's at an incline. Speaking of a fly, dumbbell fly is ineffective. I think the incline dumbbell fly is ineffective, and I think the cable fly is ineffective. And I've already said why. What's this one? Smith machine bench press. Okay, is this supposed to be incline? Okay, it's just another repeat. Ab wheel rollout. This is a goated exercise, and I think this is the true test of ab strength. If you can do kneeling ab wheels, that's good. But if you get to a point where you're doing standing ab wheels, oh my god, your core is gonna be lit up, and you're gonna have a very strong core for sure. Mountain climbers are ineffective. They're fine for CrossFit and cardio, but other than that, they're fine. Like, meh. It's CrossFit cardio stuff. I'm not against CrossFit or cardio or anything like that. I personally do a lot of cardio because I love it. I've done CrossFit stuff before, but again, it's just more or less for that. Meh. Okay, these cable crunches with both the yeah. I have a neutral view on the cable crunch. Same thing with the machine crunch. I have a neutral view on it. It feels a little awkward. Meh, it's fine though. Okay, so Russian twists, I'm gonna say I'm just gonna put those in ineffective. There are way better ways to hit your obliques. Like, I get it, like, Russian twists are great for overall rotational development, but again, just use a med ball. Just use a med ball and freaking huck it at the wall. It's gonna give you much better results than Russian twists. Lying leg raises, again, I just think they're ineffective. Standard sit-ups, I'm gonna say standard sit-ups are ineffective as well. Okay, like, if you can just, like, anybody, even, like, it's funny, like, even a lot of fat people can bang out sit-ups, right? Like, it's not that impressive. It's not that good. Now, same thing with these crunches. I'm gonna say they're pretty ineffective as well. The hanging leg raises, I'm gonna put these at a you know what, I'll put these at a GOAT tier. I think hanging leg raises are another great, like, overall sign of really good core development, especially if you can do them strict with no swinging. One that shows great hip strength, great core strength, and then also you're hanging from a bar. And that's really, that will show you really good signs of grip strength, so that's good. Now, decline sit-ups, I'm a fan of. I will give decline sit-ups the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say these are a good exercise. Body weight weighted, whatever the case may be. If I'm gonna do some sort of sit-up, it's gonna be a decline, just because it's harder to do. It just feels good. Cable wood choppers, again, you know what, cable wood choppers they're good. Again, like I said, I think med ball work is a lot better for overall rotational development, but I do think the cable wood chopper is still a solid option as well to cycle in. Oh my god, we got flutter kicks here. This is flutter kicks are ineffective. Dumbbell side bends are definitely ineffective. Supermans are ineffective. Bicycle crunch is ineffective. If anything, these are just better for mobility, but like, you could do so much better stuff for mobility. These are just a complete waste of time. Okay, so we have the squat. We got the front squat. We got the deadlift. What else? We got the Romanian deadlift. We got the hex bar deadlift. And yeah, all of those right there, folks. Those are phenomenal, man. Those are all goated exercise. There's a few more goated ones. Oh, here it is. The Zercher squat is also goated. I love it, man. They're just absolutely phenomenal. Same thing with this right here, the deficit deadlift, another goated exercise. Again, I don't know about you, but nothing beats getting work with, like, the barbell. Getting under it and doing heavy squats of all kinds of variations. Phenomenal. One of the most, if not the most functional human movement pattern. Same thing with deadlifts. They're phenomenal. Deadlifts are not going to hurt your back, okay? We need to get that misconception. Same thing with squats. We need to get this misconception out of the way that squats and deadlifts are bad for your back. No, they're not. What's bad for your back is doing them with improper technique. Like, if you're, like, squatting and you're all hunched over, yeah, and you're using heavy weights, yeah, your back's probably gonna hurt. With deadlifts, I know, like, the Jefferson curl is a thing, but, like, with overall deadlifts, if you're doing excessive rounding in the spine and your spine isn't used to that type of motion, yeah, you're probably gonna hurt your back. But overall, these are phenomenal exercises, and they are going to strengthen your back when done correctly. Smith machine squat, they're good. They're fine. I'm not a big fan. I don't do them myself, hardly at all. But I will say you can definitely get a lot more range of motion with Smith squat, so there's that. Bodyweight squats, I'm just going to go neutral on bodyweight squats. They're great warm-up. Great warm-up, great finisher. But you're only going to get so far with them, for sure. Sumo deadlift. I'm just going to put a sumo deadlift at good. again, it's one of those things with the thing with the sumo deadlift is like, if it's between deadlifting and not deadlifting, I would absolutely tell you to go do a sumo deadlift. But other than that, I just think a conventional one is so much better. Dumbbell RDLs, I'm gonna say, these are also pretty good as well. It's a good like little switch up from barbell RDLs, kind of experiment with different grips and everything like that. So yeah, it's completely fine. Rack pulls. You guys are probably going to hate me for this, but I'm going to put rack pulls at most effective. I've personally been doing rack pulls recently on my program myself. And not the way that you think. I mean, it's more like, it's almost like it's like an elevated deadlift, like 2 blocks up sort of thing. But we'll just dub it a rack pull. Is what it is. A lot of people hate this exercise so much because it's ego lift. I don't think so. All it is just a deadlift with less range of motion, but it's not bad. You're still strengthening your posterior chain. You, especially if you're not using any sort of like grips or straps, you are gonna light up your grip strength like no tomorrow because you're lifting a lot heavier. And again, is it just something different to do for a hinge variation? Absolutely. Will you generate a lot of force and get really strong with it? Oh, absolutely. I think they're a very effective exercise. Sissy squats. Ooh, sissy squats? I'd say sissy squats are good. Again, assisted, unassisted doesn't really matter. Sissy squats are great. Overall, great for, you can get your knees over your toes, so it's great for knee health for sure. Bulgarian split squats are a goated exercise, and if you don't like them, I don't like you. Straight up. The thing with the Bulgarian split squat is people avoid it because they're hard. They are hard. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. They are one of the most difficult exercises out there. I mean, because, yeah, stability demand, but that's a good thing, so roll with it, yeah? Pistol squats? I haven't done like a full unassisted pistol squat, but I do assisted pistol squats. Again, I think these are just a good exercise. It's a great sign that you have a great single leg strength and you have great ankle and hip mobility. So there's that for you. Goblet squats. I'm more or less neutral on goblet squats. I think goblet squats are completely fine for beginners who are looking to learn to squat. And it's also great for older people for sure, but it's also great as well for what's the word I'm trying to think? Oh yeah, rehab. That's the word I'm trying to think. It's great for rehab in the sense of like if you're coming back from injury, maybe it's an ankle injury, quad injury, whatever the case may be. If you're coming back from injury, these are a great like another way to reintroduce the squat. Ooh, box squats. Ooh, I'm putting box squats at GOAT, and the reason why is because from an athletic standpoint, box squats are amazing. Yeah, you're shortening the range of motion, but think of it this way: you're going down sit, and you're exploding up. Like you're not focused on range of motion. You're focused on the overall explosiveness of it. So yeah. Definitely include those. Single leg RDLs. Ooh. Say what you will about them, but I'm going to put those at another GOAT exercise. And if you avoid single leg RDLs because they're hard to do, you suck. Straight up, you suck. They are a phenomenal way to hit your hamstring. Great for imbalances. And honestly, like, especially if you're like just an overall runner or a sprinter, these are phenomenal for that. Overhead squats. I'm going to put overhead squats at ineffective. No. Yes. No, I'll put them at neutral. How about that? I mean, because I'm doing like some more snatches and all that in my program now. So yeah. But overall, I mean, I'll say it this way: it's a great way to roam. It's a great way to warm up. It's also great for mobility, so I'll give it that. The hip add and abduction. I'm gonna put both these here at good. I think they're pretty good exercises. Good way to isolate the hips. Seated leg curl. Right. Ooh. All right. Where do I want to put the seated leg curl? Meh. I'm gonna just put it at good. I think it's a good exercise. I don't do them a whole hell of a lot just because I think deadlifts are so much better, but you know, you do you. Leg extensions, again, leg extensions to me are just it's just a good exercise. Again, it's one of those things like if you want to finish off your leg workout with them, go ahead and do them, but they're not mandatory. Hip thrusts, I'm neutral on hip thrusts. I've done like hip thrusts with the Smith machine. It's fine, but again, I don't see much benefit in doing that. I mean, good for explosive, like it might be good to maybe develop some explosive power, But even then, I think there's just like so many like better ways to do it. Like do a kettlebell swing. It's a lot better. Glute bridge, I'm gonna say glute bridge ineffective in the sense of like all the muscle building, all that kind of stuff. Glute bridges are completely fine for mobility, for sure. And I do think like if you're doing mobility work, go ahead and do them. Whatever, all meh. Dumbbell lunges, oof. These are very effective. I do like a good old dumbbell lunge. Same thing with the barbell lunge. You're going to put that, again, very effective. I wouldn't put them GOAT, but they're very effective. Single leg exercises, do them if you don't. Side lunges, aka the Cossack squat. I'm actually going to put these, I'll put them at most effective. They are certainly effective for opening up your hips. You will gain unreal hip mobility, and if you get really good at these, let's just say like your stiff hips are not going to be stiff anymore. Hack squats. I'm not a big fan. Hack squats I'm neutral on. For sure, yeah, I'm neutral on hack squats. Personally, my reasoning for that is like I've done them before, yeah, but like my thing with hack squats is they've never felt good on my knees. They just don't feel good. So I'm neutral on them. Leg press. I think the leg press is good. I'll cycle in a leg press for a secondary like squat pattern every so often. Completely fine to add over time, but it's pretty easy to ego lift on. So standing and seated calf raises. I'll just put them at good. I've got into the habit of training calves a little bit again, just because it's good for overall development imbalances. It's good for overall like ankle health and all that. So I've included them again. I think they're just fine exercises. Seated dumbbell press. I'm neutral on this one. Wait, no, that's a good category. Here we go, neutral. I'm neutral on it. Again, kind of like the situation with the hack squat, how it doesn't feel too good on my knees. I like doing shoulder presses, but I don't like doing them with dumbbells, really at all. Because, like, it feels weird. My shoulders feel really cranky with the dumbbell, and it doesn't feel too good. Like, I'll still do them. Like, if I find I have to do more of a neutral grip because it feels a lot better on my shoulders. But overall, like, I'm just neutral in this sense. I don't feel like it all that much, you know? Ineffective as hell. These stupid dumbbell front raises, you don't need to isolate your front delts. Okay, like if you're doing your bench presses, doing your overhead pressing, your front delts are getting hit pretty well, so don't worry about them. They're very ineffective. Reverse dumbbell flies. I did these recently just to try them out, and I think they're a really good exercise. I actually really like, I will say I do like the dumbbell fly. It feels really good on the rear delts. Standing dumbbell press. Again, I'm neutral on this. Again, same thing for the seated variation, same reasoning. It just feels cranky, but it is what it is. Now the standing barbell press, that is a goated exercise. It's weird. Shoulder pressing off a barbell in any variation feels phenomenal on my shoulders, but dumbbells don't. Which it makes sense. The barbell kind of has its own like fixed range of motion, whereas like dumbbells move freely around, and you know if you got crankier shoulders, it's not gonna feel as good, which makes sense. But yeah, standing barbell press, goated. Absolutely love them. You want big capped delts? Press a heavy weight above your head. The seated Arnold press. I'm going to say ineffective. I've done my fair share of Arnold presses, and the more I think about it, it's a very ineffective exercise. Oh, but you hit all three heads of the delts with it. Buddy, you hit all three heads of the delt with a standing overhead press as well, and the standing overhead press by far does it much better. People just like this exercise because it's named after Arnold. Machine shoulder press. Again, I'm pretty neutral on it. Again, it also doesn't feel that good on the shoulders. It doesn't hurt, but it just doesn't feel right. I just don't like it. Ooh, behind the neck shoulder press. I'm neutral on this one. I've tried it out, and I find that I do have to take a slightly wider grip because of just to compensate for my shoulder mobility. Personally, I prefer behind the neck press in a jerk format where it's more of an explosive athletic format and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it feels kind of weird, but I'm kind of neutral on it. Dumbbell lateral raises, I don't care what anyone says, these are super ineffective. Like, I might do them sometimes, but meh. Again, I feel like if you're just logging a heavy weight above your head with the overhead press, like, you're gonna do so much better. Jeff Nippert already did a study on this, showing that you get a lot of side delt activation with the overhead press, that they're gonna grow just fine. And that's coming from Jeff Nippert. So there you go. Cable lateral raises. Again, same thing. Ineffective. Single arm, double, doesn't matter. Very ineffective. The reverse fly. I'm going to put these good. I think, like, if you don't want to set up the dumbbells on a bench, just get on, like, a pec deck machine or whatever and just do a reverse fly. It feels really good. Barbell upright rows are pretty ineffective. I've done my fair share of them. And it's like I like them, but I just feel like they're ineffective. I never really saw too much growth out of my delts and or traps from doing them, so cable upright row, I like it, I really do. Like, I like the exercise, but it's just not effective. Cable reverse fly, I'm gonna put I'm not, it's not ineffective, it's a good exercise, but I'm neutral on it. I find it really weird to try to pull the dumbbell cables apart and all that kind of stuff. I kind of have an issue with that. And I also don't like being that asshole that takes up both sides of the cables, especially when there's only like one cable machine. Well, setup, but you get what I mean. Push press. I'm going to put the push press at most effective. I think the push press is incredibly effective for athletic development, but overall, like, muscle development, probably not. Because the thing is, like, I don't think a push press is going to transfer to a strict press. It's just not. But it's great for athletic performance. Pike push-ups. I'm going to say pike push-ups again. I'd say pike push-ups are pretty effective. Great calisthenic exercise for sure. The snatch. Ooh. I've been actually recently doing some power snatches. The snatch, I think, is, I'll put them at most effective. I think they're a really effective way to develop athleticism, and it's a great show of mobility. So, wall balls, basically just chucking the freaking medicine ball all over the place. I love these. Again, I'm gonna put these at most effective. I'm putting them at most effective in the sense of athletic development. They will help you with your overall explosiveness, especially in your upper body. Wrist curls. Wrist curls, I mean, I think they're pretty ineffective. You don't need to isolate your forearms like that. Look, if you like start doing dead hangs and like working on your mobility, and you just like if you just learn to lift heavy weights without straps, then you're gonna have good grip strength, okay? You don't need to worry about it that much. Cleans. Ooh, it's not most effective. I gotta move it up here. Cleans are a go exercise. Absolutely fucking love these. Again, great for athletic development. Clean and jerk. I'm gonna put these into most effective. I do kind of I kind of find it weird trying to like catch it doing it like that, but like I've done it before, and it's just like it's a fun exercise. It's very effective for athletic development. Burpees, bro. Burpees are just ineffective. Period. Oh, but it's good cardio, man. Yeah, dude. You're better off just going, you're going to get more cardiovascular benefits going for a freaking 20-minute walk than you are doing burpees. Let's just be real about it. Dumbbell snatches, meh. I'm neutral on them. Actually, no, I'm going to say, yeah, I'll just go neutral on it. They're fine. The pen press. I have done the pen press, and I fucking love it. Most effective. Great exercises, a great accessory exercise to be exact, to help with your bench press. Really gonna help with your sticking point as well. It's like a pause bench press, but instead of like, because like even with the pause bench press, like the standard variation, you get the bar in your chest and you pause it, you can still kind of puff your chest up to get it out there. A pin press, not so much, because you're directly dropping it onto the pins and you gotta manually press it up from a dead stop right there. And it's gonna develop great explosive power for sure, and it will really help blow up your bench press. Okay, well that is gonna wrap it up for this video. Holy shit, that was quite a long video. But who cares? It was fun to do. I love the gym, in case you couldn't tell. So yeah, whatever. That was my gym exercises tier list. It was fun, and yeah, catch you all in the next one.